Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's edition of the Sunday Sauce, where I kind of go over a little bit of a daily devotional through the Bible. So, for y'all that are looking for a Dollar Tree haul or something like that, this is not it. Feel free to click off if you want to. If not, just I'd love having you around. Stick around and just hearing a little bit about the Bible. And today's topic is going to be kind of on Mother's Day, just portraying one of the mothers in the Bible, Elizabeth. But first off, I'd like to wish everyone that is a mother out there happy Mother's Day. And if you're not a mother, then possibly you have a mother that is still around or still alive. Make sure you kind of make their day special for them. And if you have neither of those, which is a case for a lot of people, I know my mother has gone and passed, and so has Lisa's. Of course, Lisa does have children that can make her day special still, and grandkids and things like that. And I also got her a little planter and things like that. But for some people, though, Mother's Day could be a point where their mother is no longer around for whatever reason, passed away, or just a rift between them. They maybe can't have kids. It's a hard time of the year for people that can't have kids as well for Mother's Day. So if you know somebody like that too, try to reach out to them and just somehow put a little smile on their face. Maybe just a hug, something like that. If you can, it's a tough time for people that are not able to have children, basically. So I pray for all of you out there that are like that. And but for those of you that aren't, we don't want to take that away from you. It's a great day, and mothers are wonderful people, of course, that can affect their children spiritually in a big way. Let's just kind of go into, it's more of a mother of faith, and that's Elizabeth. If I look down every once in a while, I'm just looking at my text here. It's basically, to me, the story of Elizabeth is more of a mother of faith, of one who believed in miracles and had to wait a long time for those miracles. Now, for those of you, I don't know, Elizabeth was married to the priest named Zechariah. And in Luke 1 in the Bible, it tells us that Elizabeth and Zechariah were righteous before God, observing all his commands. But Elizabeth was childless. So they were people of God who, looking at their lives, people, they always followed God's commands and everything for back then. And she was childless still. So a lot of people back in those days, they believed when something was going on in your life that you must have sinned somewhere along the line. So here you got this priest and you got his wife who was just, they've always followed God's commands, but yet you kind of got the whispers behind them, kind of saying, she must have sinned, that's why, or he must have sinned, that's why they're childless and she can't bear a child. And when Zechariah was serving in the temple, an angel of the Lord, Gabriel, approached him and said, see, it was his turn to go into the temple to do, what he needed to do in the temple at that time. And then an angel, Gabriel, approached him and said, do not be afraid, Zechariah. Your prayer has been heard. Your wife Elizabeth will bear you a son. You are to call him John. He will be a joy and delight to you, and many will rejoice because of his birth, for he will be great in the sight of the Lord. And that's Luke 1:13-14. So, I don't know to you, but an angel coming down would be a kind of a frightening thing, actually. But an angel came down to him. I don't know if it would be frightening or not. I just think it would be. So you got this supernatural being coming at you. And he said, don't be afraid. Basically, your wife's going to have a kid, and you're going to name that kid John. So with all the faith that he had, and even this miraculousness of facing an angel, Zechariah still questioned how this would be possible because he doubted and because he was doubted, he was struck mute, so he couldn't talk, basically. The angel struck him down. Elizabeth's pregnancy. Elizabeth was overjoyed at this blessing, and the Lord has done for me. In these days he has shown his favor and taken disgrace among the people. So not only was she having a child, which was just awesome, but it also took away a lot of that disgrace uh, from everybody whispering, "How oh, you must have sinned, this and that and this and that." No, she just it was just in old age. It was in God's times when she would become pregnant to show His glory. And then, which in John, if you don't know, ended up being John the Baptist. So, when Mary, the mother of Jesus, came to visit her cousin Elizabeth, the baby leapt in Elizabeth's womb, and Elizabeth was filled with the Holy Spirit. She took great joy in Mary's pregnancy and blessing from the Lord. And when it came time for Elizabeth to give birth, she named her son John. When neighbors went to confirm the wife Zechariah, he wrote the same name on the mouth, and then his mouth was opened, so he wasn't mute anymore. And everyone wondered at what the child would be, since his birth was miraculous. Now John would go on to baptize people from their sins with water. He would prepare the way for the Messiah. So if you don't, if you read more in the Bible, John was the one who went and baptized everyone out in the wilderness and things. Kind of a strange dude, but yeah, that's what he did. And then you should notice Mary came to visit Elizabeth, and because she was pregnant by miraculous pregnancy from the Lord, and that was going to be Jesus. So here you got these two pregnancies kind of going on and kind of intermingled at the same time, and they're both of significant importance later on. So these mothers raising these children growing up, it was so important to be followers of God, because they were going to be important figures coming up, both of them in the Bible. I mean, so as you can see. But the main point throughout this is to have faith in God. Okay, I know things don't happen at our speeds, mothers, and for anyone out there, but have faith in the Lord. Grow your children in the wisdom of the Lord, the wisdom of God. You never know. You never know who these people are going to become. Everyone is God has got a plan for. So they may not become, John the Baptist. They may not become, obviously, Jesus. But they can have a role in our society in a positive way for society, and they live and to thirst for doing things for God. And then who knows, they may be some big time preacher. They might be just somebody working in a mine somewhere, and they end up being able to save somebody for God, to change somebody over to believing into God. You just never know. Everyone's lives is very important, whether it's high profile or low profile. You're young, old, it's important. So, mothers, thank you. Without my mother, I wouldn't be where I am today. That's for certain. And I miss you, Mom, up in heaven. Miss you a lot in these days. But I have faith that I will see you again someday. Amen. I'll see you later, guys.